Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a closer look at this puzzle here, see if I can scramble it, see if I can solve it, see what kind of a puzzle this is. So when doing some further research, it appears that this is called a Hexashift. This is by Gregoire, and I actually picked this up on an auction. I saw it and I said, that looks like a puzzle I should probably have. So anyway, what is the Hexashift? Well, it appears that the top and the bottom can move, but in this color pattern, I can't get any of these edges to move. So I find that if I line this up here and here, what he actually did is he stickered it not in this way, where you've got these sides that are correct, where you can now do your movements. He stickered it here, just to kind of mess with everything. But anyway, I think that was a pretty clever idea. So looking at this Hexashift, so let's see what that means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 sides, hence the hexa. And the top and the bottom move quite freely. And in terms of the edges here, I'm seeing that we can move here. But it doesn't line up. So the question is this a jumbling puzzle? Well, if I move it here, then I can continue my movement here. Now I notice, and let's see, any further ones that I can do here. So it appears that there are just a limited number of axes that I can turn by. And then I'm back here. So really 1, 2, here, no, 3, and then I'm back to here. So I can only turn it with 3 turns of the edge. Now I suspect, because I can turn 1 here, I can't turn it here, so 2, can't turn it here, so 3 turns over here, and then I'm back to where I was. So I can only turn it 3 times here, which means I suspect that this is actually a side, much like this is a side. So if I hold it here and I think that this is a side, this is actually a side that has multiple colors here. So this appears to maybe be a shape mod of a face turning puzzle. So I don't think it's a face turner with a bunch of edge turnings where you can only turn 3 edges. 1, 2, well, let's see, this slices here. So there's, I guess, a couple kinds of edges, but 3 of each kind. And same thing on this side over here. So there's this kind of an edge where it slices deep, and then this kind of an edge where it slices superficial. And each one has 3. But I rather suspect that this is a face also, and this pattern here looks kind of familiar to me. And I'm thinking of an algorithm where this can go here, this can go, well, I guess, to here. So I suspect that I might be able to turn it like this. Okay, yeah. So the organization that this seems to have is not unlike if these are equivalent types of pieces, this over here with these over here, these centers and these edges. That would suggest that all of these pieces here, 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 and these 3 are equivalent pieces, and they can move in conjunction with each other. So my thinking is that this looks a lot like, well, a face-turning octahedral puzzle, face-turning octahedron, but a shape mod of that. So if I look at this as a side here, then I can say, well, let's see, if this were a face-turning octahedron, so let's say I compared it to this puzzle over here, and I notice that these pieces are the same. Here, here, and here. So this is the same piece over here, which means that this is a corner, and this is a corner, and this is a corner. So basically these pieces here are corners, these are these central areas here, and these are the edges. Edge, edge, and edge. So if I look at it from this standpoint, corner, 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 and I can say that these pieces are also equivalent to each other. So this is a central piece just like this over here too, and this is an edge. So my edges appear to be this piece, so pieces that look like these guys and pieces that look like these guys are all edges. These are corners, and there's only 6 corners, so it's just these guys here and these guys here. And everything else, including all of these and all of these, are all the same pieces here. So what's fascinating about this one is I've got some pieces that look a little bit like what their homologous face-turning octahedral component is, but I've got these which are the same kind of piece and these over here. So this promises to be something of a perspective bender. And if I were to do the same algorithm, now let's see, this would go here, this would go here, and this would go here. And I can do the same thing with this, but let's see if I can do that same algorithm. The algorithm that I'm talking about is how to move these pieces around. So we go down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. So indeed this went to here, this went to here, this went to here. Okay, fair enough. So let's see if I can get my perspective in here. I've got the corner in front of me. So let's see. I'll go down. Ooh, this is scary. Then I'll go down. I gotta think about what are my centers and what are my edges. Down, up, and now up, and down, up, and up. Okay, and that had the effect I was looking for. This piece here indeed went to here, this went to here, can't really tell but it's the same piece, and this piece went to here. So it's the same pattern of what happened here. So now I know what the structure of this puzzle is. I just have to bear in mind the changing perspectives. And also different corners will have different effects. So for instance, if I want to do the same thing here, this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. So let's see what happens if we do that. In this case, we're going to have to go down like this. Down. Now I have to figure out what goes where. Yeah, let me make sure that I know what I'm doing here. So down. So this should be in that spot. So I should be able to move this, but I find that I can't. Is it just because it's snagged on something? I don't want to force anything. There we go. Nope, does not want to move. Okay. Maybe if I get it started by going back. Okay, down, down, up, and now up, and down, up, up. Okay, so we see that's what happened. This purple and green went to here, this blue and pink went to here, and this pink and orange went to here. So in that way, these pieces are equivalent, and these pieces are equivalent. Okay, so this is where the perspective bending becomes something interesting, because what about these guys? Well, let's look at this. Let's see. Let's look at this as a side or this as a side. I can see that there's so much complexity to the pieces. Sometimes moving is a little bit of an issue. But if I can focus on a corner, like for instance, if I have this as the corner in front of me, and these as the corner here, and this is my side, it's going to be a little bit complicated, but which of these are going to be moving? I think this will go here, this will go someplace back here, and whatever will go back here. But I've got to bear in mind how I'm going to be doing my movements. So I think maybe this will go here, this will go here, here rather, and this will go here. So let's see if that is correct. So we'll go down, 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 up, and now this slices here, up, down, up, and up. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, this blue one, purple one rather went to here. This orange and green went right to here, and this orange one went to here. Okay, so now we can see how we can move these guys all around the way that we're moving these. It's really the same algorithm. All right, well, I think now that I have a visualization of the structure of this puzzle, let's just go ahead and scramble it. So it looks like it might be a jumbling puzzle, or it might be one of those bizarre kind of puzzles that restrict your motion, but in reality it is a face turning puzzle. It's a modification of that to give a completely different shape. So I'm going to scramble this up here. Okay, now it might be illustrative and kind of fun to maybe mess this one up and do it at the same time, which might help kind of guide what it is that we're doing. Plus it might be an opportunity for those who didn't quite catch it the first time that we showed how to solve a face-turning octahedron, how to solve a face-turning octahedron. So we're showing correlations here. Alright, so this is one of the platonic solids. Okay, so two very different looking puzzles, but really the same basic shape. It's really the same underlying shape, underlying mechanism. So the first step in the solve of this, I would say, is to solve the corners. That's the easiest part of it, and it's really just a matter of matching these colors up over here. So here's a green. Actually, we'll do the green. Here's a green here. Green and silver. That's this one over here. You can see it's not lined up, so I just kind of take it around until I get it lined up. I do the last green, and I just keep taking it around until I line it up, and that's in. I'll then turn it upside down and get all the blues in. I'm looking for the one color that's on top, if none are. Actually, it's not blue that's on top. That's why. I guess the color that has everything in common is orange. So I look for the one that's already up. I put that to the side, to the left, and with the right side I go down, down, up, up, and that automatically solves the corners. Okay, can we do something like this? Well, I know that these shapes are the corners. So every side will have 3 corners, and they'll have it in a very specific pattern. So I'll know that I'm not lined up if I don't see that pattern. Okay, so here's a movable side, here, here, and here. Now, bearing in mind that it's going to be hard to line up any corner except for the white and the orange, yellow rather, so yellow. That's because they're in the same plane. So I've got this here and this over here. So here's the other one. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the face-turning octahedron. Now, the other problem is I don't have the benefit of knowing exactly what the colors are, because this is not going to correlate with this. But let's line this up and see where things go, because I might have to change things around. Okay, I can get these guys to move. Okay, I have to line this up with the corner here, and this is lined up over here. Okay. So the other yellow one is right here, so I simply move this up. Okay, so these are lined up, but are they in the correct configuration? Well, I don't know. But what I could do is the same thing, turn it upside down. I find the one that's rotated correctly, which is this one. I keep this to the side and go, something is knocking into something else here. Down, down, up, up. Okay, so using exactly the same concept, these white ones are lined up, these orange ones are lined up, but I don't know if the color is correct. Might I be able to correlate that with the top here? Well, they don't go face to face like that. So they're actually solved off center like this. So the only way to know is what the edges are. So if I put the edges in, the edges are placed in next anyway. Okay, to place the edges, this is actually the more challenging of the part of the solve. This edge is in, and let's say I want to take this, and I got to get this moved all the way down to here. So I'm going to move this into position, and there's an algorithm that'll rotate these corners around, and it's the SUNY algorithm. It's a octahedral modification of that. To cause these to rotate, I hold it like this with this edge, with this face over here, and I just have to bear in mind when I do my R move, it doesn't move any of these edges. So that's R, U, R, I, U, R, 1 U, RIU. That's as opposed to 2U. So you can see this is moved in, and I can now move this back. Okay, so that's in. And that's pretty much it. So now we can find the other purple, which is right here. And this guy wants to go where this is over here. So what if I just want to move it close to the same side? Okay, now this is already in, so we don't want that. So I'm going to move this to here. And what I can do is simply move this up. Boom. Now I'm going to keep doing that algorithm until this moves over to here. Now this is going to rotate it around like this. If I do an anti-SUNY, it'll do it just the opposite. So instead of RU, I'm going to do LIUI, LUI, LIUI, LUI. Pops that into here. So now I have to walk back what we just did. So I believe this went to here. Or maybe not. No, I think this went to here. And then this went to here. Okay, so you can see these guys are in. Interesting color pattern here. And then I just solve for the rest. So here's an orange. Can I put an orange one in? Where's my other orange? Or better yet, here's my orange here. I'd like to get this silver to here. I don't want this to be moved, so I'm going to bat that out of the way. Boom. And let's go ahead and move this around to where this silver will come to here, this orange will come here, and this white will come here. So SUNY, RU, RI, U, R, U, RI, U. It's just one U instead of 2U because it's got 3 sides, 3 edges instead of 4. Okay, with that there, I can now move this back, like to here. Okay, so now that I have this in place and this in place, this is a little closer to where we want it to be over here. And very quickly you're going to find that we have most of them in. These two are wrong, and this is wrong. So I'm going to move this up to here, kind of undoes a little bit of what we did, but that will move this into here. R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, U. Okay, this is in here. We move this back down. And now we're left with, I think, 3 to go. Here, here, and here. The whole key with the last 3 is let's try to move them all to the same side. And unfortunately, we don't have any of them on the same side, but it's easy to get them there. So this I'm going to pop up to here, and this I'm going to rotate to here. I just have to remember to rotate it back, of course, in that order. So we do the anti-SUNY to move this to here. LI, UI, L, UI, LI, UI, L, UI. Okay, this moves back to here. And this moves to here, and you can see all of these edges are in. Now, it's easy from a perspective to do it when it's a face-turning platonic solid in the shape that it was born and bred in. However, this is going to be something of a challenge. First off, I don't really know that these colors are the correct coordination. So the only way to tell is to start to get these edges in and just kind of see where they go. So in this case, what could be a guide is there a pink orange? So there's the pink one over here, and that could maybe come up to here. So I'd like this guy to come up to here. So let's find, all right, this is where that goes. So if I do it like this, it doesn't touch any of these corners, this will end up here. So SUNY, R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, U. Okay, fantastic. That's moved up to here just like we want. Now I'm going to have this here to just kind of anchor it to see if that's where it likes to be. Now what I could do is I could see if there's an edge. Is there an orange, pink, and rather a yellow, pink, and orange right over here. And I notice if this were in this position here, it would fit just fine. So this is in the right place. So now is there also a pink, an orange, a yellow, pink, and blue? Well, here's a yellow, pink, and blue, and that actually does fit here. So I know if these two are right, this is correct as well. Okay, so I'm going to continue to put the top ones up over here. So where's another orange? So there's this. Where does this go? Well, if this is right, here's an orange, green, and purple. A yellow, green, and purple, rather. So that's going to go between purple lost my way a little bit here. Well, anyway, so where does this go? Does this go to here, green? Well, purple and green, yeah, so it looks like that one probably ends up over here. Okay, let's make sure that we've got the right motion here, and we do. So now we do the same thing. We put the edge in front of us. Oop, this isn't moving, so we're not lined up somewhere. Somewhere we're not lined up. Oh, okay. Good thing about doing the top is I can align it a little bit better. Okay. I got to make sure that this can turn, and it turns like this. Okay. So I've got. Yeah, sometimes if it's just a little bit out of alignment, it won't turn for me. Okay. R U R I U R U R I U. Okay, so this is in, this is in. We have one more to go, and that's going to be here. So let's just move this around. We haven't really defined these sides anyway. Okay, so I've got to get this and move this into this spot here. So I'm just going to bounce this to here, and then I have to remember to bounce it back. So it's going to be R U R I U R U R I U. Okay, now let's see, we took something out, and that was this. Boom. Okay, so we've got these in. We can see that this one that just happens to be correct is in the correct spot. So these are all in here. So just by using the same algorithms, we're trying to create order out of chaos. Let's see if we can apply the same prospect over here. Even if these aren't in, I can easily rotate them around with that algorithm. So let's just move all the white ones up. Okay, so this is in play here. So that's going to be R U R I U R U R I U. Okay, so this is what we call. Oh. Okay, somehow this got taken out. This corner. All right, so I'm going to have to put that back in. That's pretty interesting. Why are you rotated wrong? That's interesting. That leads me to believe this is in the wrong place. Leads me to believe that, okay, that's a little bit of a dilemma. These are all correct. Let me find the red one here. Okay, move this to here. We like all of this. We actually like this here, but why are you rotated like that? Do I have something out of configuration here? Now what's interesting is I don't recall this being out. I recall all of these being placed correctly and all of these being placed correctly. So how is this guy off? It makes me wonder, did something get turned? Is this turned wrong? In other words, notice how I can go like this. It's not what I'm supposed to do, And I wonder if that happened here. I wonder if this got turned, if I can just go like that. Okay, I'm going to do something I don't like to do. Well, sometimes I have to. I think this got turned. That's my suspicion. It's of the same mechanism, and you can see how this can turn, and maybe I can even scramble it like that. But I don't think that this is really a proper scramble. Just like you have to sort of push that to make it happen. You can make it happen, but it's pretty obvious that's not where it's supposed to be. So although I can turn this and scramble it like that, it's obviously a push to do that. And I think as I was maybe struggling with the turn, it got turned. So let me know if you think that that was not correct, but my thinking is that that's what happened. So I'm just going to move on. Anyway, I can look to see what lines up. This edge lines up here nicely. This lines up with this color. 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 So actually by doing the stickering the way that he did, it gave me a little bit of a leg up because now I can correlate the proper edge with a proper piece. Okay, now I'm not done because not all the edges are in. These edges have to be in. So what goes where? Well, I see this pink and blue. This belongs here. So ultimately what that means is I have to move it in that position. Or better yet, maybe this does belong here and I'm just going to go boom. So this actually does belong here. I was thinking wrong because I was thinking that this has to line up perfectly to here, but it's not. This is actually skewed. So in that way, that stickering could have thrown me off. All right, nice try, Gregoire. So now I'm going to use this as an anchor. This belongs over here. What belongs here is the other blue one, and that's this guy over here. So is there, or better yet, yeah. Okay, so this needs to come over to here. So I'm going to move this into what this spot will be. Okay, just like this. Okay. Now I have to make sure Alright, this will move here, but I don't like the fact that this is here. So ideally speaking, I would move this to a place where this isn't going to participate. Because it'll kind of move this out. So what I could do is I could move this to here, and then move this across here. I just have to remember to move it back. So hopefully I can do that. So I just have to remember to move this back and then undo what I just did. So it's going to be R, U, R-I, U, R, U, R-I, U. Now I gotta be sure because I'm never sure if I moved it exactly right. Okay, I think this did move where I wanted it to move, but this had to move like so, and this had to move back like thus, and then this had to do some moving over here like boom. Okay, at the end of the day this was pulled into here, so that's what I want. Okay, next we have to do this. Okay, this will move to here, but this is going to participate, and we don't want to do that if we don't have to. So I'm going to do that same technique. This doesn't really belong here anyway. So if I'm going to move this into this position, I'm going to take this, I'm going to bring this up to this layer, and just pop them into here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this newly constituted layer here until this ends up in this spot. So R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, U. Okay, this moved back, and this will move back over to here. Okay, so now this is in here. So we should be down to the last few, and I believe we are. It's these three. Okay, so these three, I have to move this green one to here. The benefit of this is that these two are in the same layer, and now I can quite easily take this and using the same technique, move it to where, well, I'll have to move it from this perspective. Okay, basically I want to move this to here. So why don't I move this guy up like so, and then move him across here. Alright, then this will move over to here. So that's going to be R, U, R, I, U, R, U, R, I, U. You can see this is nicely into here. This moves over to here. And we move this back down here. So that got all of these back in. So we can see that all of our edges appear to be fine. These are all good. I can match them up to here. Red correlates here, blue correlates here, pink and orange, and all these correlate here as well. So if I were to put this into solve position like that, you can see that we've got a nice configuration over here. Okay, so that was probably the most challenging part of it. A lot of it is perspective, and there is some hang-ups that can happen, and I'm never sure how much of a turn is enough of a turn that'll cause the other layer to turn as well. This is just that straight algorithm. And in a puzzle like this, it's fairly easy. This to here, this to here, this to here. And that's down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Now in a puzzle like this, it behooves me to try to move more than one in at the same time. So for instance, this will go here, this will go here, then this will go here, so that's two. So down, 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 up, slice it here, up, down, up, up. And if I do that enough times, I'll cause enough to move in. Down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. So to kind of describe it a little bit more, with a little more detail, I'll move this over to here. When I say down, it's a slice turn like that. So I have to find the equivalent of what that slice turn is going to be with this guy. So it's down, a slice down here, and that slice is going to be right through where this corner is. So down, 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 up, and up, down, up, up. You can see this is in here. Move this out over here again. And now I can move it from this perspective and go down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. And it's pretty easy, it's straightforward, it's pretty clear what pieces go where. Down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. And it doesn't really get all that complicated with a puzzle like this. Well, unless I do something like that, then who knows where I'm supposed to be. So anyway, that's how we're going to have to do this. So how are we going to coordinate that with this guy here? Well, the easiest ones to have a perspective on is this. So I can start moving these guys in, especially if it's up over here. So this to here, and this to here. We don't want to do that. But if I move this over to here, let's see, a slice this way will engage this piece over here. So that's not going to work. If I move this down to here, then maybe this will engage this piece over here. Okay, we're snagged. Yeah, okay. So this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. It doesn't really put anything else in except for this white one. And that's going to be down with this corner here, down, down, up, and then up, down, up, up. Okay, that did place it over here. Any more of those pieces caught on the side here? Not so much. So let's see if we can start to move maybe some of these guys in, or the centers in. So that would mean if I hold this to here, these two are going to be exchanging with each other. And it's going to come from this piece over here. So this yellow and green does want to come over to here. So if I do that algorithm twice, this will end up over here. If I do it once, this will end up over here, which is what we want. So I think if we go down, and then down, down, up, then pull this back, up, and down, up, and up. And what we see is this is pulled into here. One more of that algorithm will move this to here. We don't want to move this out. So let's say, what if I were to take this, try to move this blue piece in by lining this up like so, and maybe moving this into this central spot over here. Okay, so let's not lose perspective here, and we're going to go down, 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 up, and up, and down, up, up. This is in, this is in. Now I got to remember to move this guy back here. Okay, so we're making some ground. Let's see. I'm looking for other pieces. Okay. If I hold it like this, this is going to end up over here, I think. Nope, these two are going to swap. So what that means is I can move this into position here, and I can work on these two pieces swapping. So this will go here, and then this will move in. So this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. Do I want this to be here? Yeah, it's yellow and green, so that certainly would make sense. Actually, this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. So I'll have to do it twice, which just might be easier for me to visualize. So we'll go down, moving this in line, and down, down, up, and up, down, up, up. So you can see one more, we'll slide this into here, and this will come down to here, which is what we wanted to do. So we've got down, 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 up, and up, down, up, and up. Okay. The movement is just a little bit distracting, but it's really not bad at all. Okay, so we can kind of easily from our own perspective get these guys in. Let's see what else we have. With this over here, okay, these guys are going to participate. And that would be this guy over here too. Well, what if I move this into place? Okay. Now if I wanted to move this in, this would come to here, this would come to here, and this would come to here. So I'll move two in. So that's how it's going to move. We're going to go down, 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 up, and then up and down, up, up. Okay, so this is in, this is in. So we're pulling those in bit by bit. And let's see what else we're going to have. If I hold this to here, this pink and orange, pink and blue rather, well this one we can find where it's supposed to be, which is pink and orange, which is right here. So we can move this into position like so, hold it from this perspective, and that way this can go, actually this can go here, this can go here, and this can go here. I think that that's how that's going to work. Yeah. However, what if I tried to put, where's our green center? It's right over here. So I suppose what I could do is I can start off like that. I can actually move this to here. And I'm trying to visualize it. Okay, yeah, this to here, and this to here. And this wants to be here. Okay, let's see if that works. So, down, 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 up, and up, and down, up, and up. Bless you! Okay, so that's in. How about the red and purple? Let's move the red and purple area here. That's going to be here. But actually this can move into here. Okay, so now that I have something of a perspective about me, we can see what else we can do. This to here, this to here, and this to here. This is green and purple. Can I move a green and purple in here? So that's this one. So what if I did it twice? If I did it twice, then this will end up here and this will end up here if I do it from this perspective. So let's try that. We're going to go down and down, down, up, and up, down, up, up. Now we do it again, and that will predictably get everything back in. Down, 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 up, and up. You can see this is already in here. Down, up, up. So we're taking shape pretty nicely, solving it off center, of course. Okay, let's move this into positions where we can make things happen correctly. Okay, these two don't belong here, and they are, as long as they're separated by an edge, then it can work. So let's see, where would you'd end up here. Okay, so this does belong here, this will go here, which it doesn't belong, and this will go here, which it also belongs. But I have to use this as a corner, so we're going to go down, that's already in there, and down, down, up, and up, and down, up, up. Okay, so this is in. Now, one of the problems that I'm having, or one of the perspective issues, is I'm not sure how far down to go. If I go too far down, I'm going to get lost, and I might end up messing up the algorithm. So it's not as clear with this because I just move it from one face to the next. Here, you're not sure when that face is. So I'm sort of lost and almost navigating blind a little bit in the middle of the algorithm because I don't have a good perspective of how far down I should go. Is it this far? Well, in this case it is. But what if I went down here? No, that wouldn't work, so maybe I'll be tempted to go a little further and I'll end up with the wrong face in the wrong place. So, and that could mess me up. Okay, this will go here, so if I hold this over here, is there anything here that doesn't belong? And the answer is no, but wouldn't it be great if I could find the white, this guy over here? Well, no, it's not this guy. It's actually this guy. So this belongs over here, and it's going to be moved in from here. Okay, so can I get this piece to this area over here without moving anything else. And apparently, yes. Now this is a perspective breaker. Bender. Okay, so this would put a whole lot in, if I can move this back. Okay, so let's do it. It'll move 2 in with this as the corner. So let's very carefully, we'll go down, so we can see this is in. This is the corner. So down, down, up, and then bounce it back, up. And now this is the corner, we go down, up, and up. Okay, now remember we moved this originally, so we bounced both of these in, so we're good. And now we're down to, well, a couple more. So this needs to move into its proper center, so it's that's over here. So to move this in, that's going to move in from here, and my hope is it's this piece. And if it's this piece, I think we may be done. Oh, almost done. I foresee a problem. But yeah, this will belong here, this will go here, and this will go here, and that will be in. So, this is our corner here, and that's down, 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 up, and now up, and down, up, and we don't have to move much more. Okay, so this is where we're at. You can see we're almost done, but we have this piece and this piece that need to be swapped. Now you may think this red and blue, which belongs here, and this green and purple, which belongs here, represents something of a parity. A parity because you can't swap 2 pieces. All of these are 3 cycles. I can swap 2 pieces, I can swap 2 pairs, or I can swap 3 pieces, but I can't swap 1 pair of 2 pieces. So my contention is that this is not a parity because you're not going to get parity with this puzzle. Instead, what we're looking at is false equivocation, which means 2 of these pieces are not in the proper place. They look like they are, but they're actually not, because if they were, you wouldn't have this configuration. So the best way to resolve this by swapping these 2 is to swap these 2, or have one of these participate in the algorithm. So what that's going to entail is, if I hold this here, I'm going to put this into, I need to put something into this position over here. And that could actually be maybe a white piece. Just like this. Will this move? Does this constitute a side? And I think so. I'm going to say yes. Okay. So with that said, if I were to swap this to here, and this to here, I'm going to have this to kind of juxtapose things, but I want to make things simple. So what if I move this? Well, what if I moved another white one to here? By moving another white one to here, this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. The reason why I want that to go here is because it moves it closer to this piece here. And it also swaps 2 white ones, which is kind of what I wanted to do. So let's go down, and down, down, up, and then up, and down, up, up. And this represented the most skew that my perspective was, so I'm going to move this to here, and then I'm going to move this down here. Okay, now what you can see now is I have a nice 3 cycle. I simply moved one of these whites, I exchanged one white with another white, so I have this one that's now in play. So now I can try to move things in the proper place. Let's see, how can I coordinate this? If I move this to here, these 2 are in play. Okay, so this can come here, and I gotta find a way. Okay, so this represents the side over here. So let's see, how can I make that? So I like this in this position, but if I'm gonna do a deep slice here, See, already it's hard for me to get a perspective on what that deep slice would be. It would come from here. Specifically, it would come from here, but I can't get this comfortably in that position. So what I would have to do is move it from this perspective. And from this perspective, it would come from, wow, it would come from where? Oh, don't get myself trapped. It would come from here. So what if I did one more turn and brought this into this slot right here? Okay. This to here, and this to here. I just have to remember to move that back. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So that's going to be down, and you know, I actually just got lost. I'm trying to move these two, but I'm not lined up. Yep, not lined up like that. Okay, before I get myself too very lost, I have to move back like this. Let me try this again. I got myself lost. Okay, moving it back here. For these to do this algorithm, this is the corner that is going to be used. What I have to do is I have to get this guy in play. And that would mean putting him into here, which you don't want to do. I could put him into play here. Which means it'll be this guy. So theoretically, I can take this piece and move him right over here. Aha! Okay. So it'll come into there, and this is the corner that's going to be the axis of turning. So that's going to be, I think I may have to do it twice, but let's see what happens. So down, 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 up, and up, down, up, up. Now one more time should do it. One more time, we'll plant this to here, drop this to here, and mosey that one right over to here. So let's keep our wits about us here, our perspective, and we've got down, 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 up, and up, and finally, as scrambled as it looks, I'm about to do 3 moves to get it all back in. I think down, up, and up. Okay? So let's remember this guy was turned to here. This guy turns to here. And now all we have to do is, it's pretty much done. We just move this back here, and done. So there it is, the Hexashift. It's the answer to the age-old question of any puzzle solver. Now, what if you've done this so many times and as enjoyable as it is, you just need one little bit of an extra challenge, and that challenge is taking that exact same strategy and doing a shape modification that skews your perspective. Sometimes by doing that, it makes rotation have meaning that it didn't have before, and sometimes it means that although all these pieces are equivalent here, on a side like, say, this, all of these pieces are no longer equivalent. So because of that, I had to do a lot more turning around. So it becomes more like a supercube. So by doing a mod, it turns it into a supercube, and it also skews your perspective so that it takes what is known and turns it into enough of the unknown to make it far more of a challenge. So excellent puzzle, very well put together, and certainly a worthy addition to the collection and a worthy challenge. Very playable as well, and the movement is actually really, really very good. So Gregoire, another triumph of concept and design, and certainly helps while away the times in isolation for someone like myself. Thanks for watching.